G'day, I'm Ash, and it's been a little while since we've actually sat down and done a video. I've been live streaming recently. We did 7 hours yesterday. That was an absolute blast of a time. And there is, well, Operation Summer has been finally announced. Also, a bit of a personal update. My War Thunder decal won't be here just yet. The guy who's responsible for implementation, at least the developer, has gone on holiday, so no fancy boomerang g'day mate decal just for you just yet. You'll have to wait and see. Anyway, this is Operation Summer Quest. News is on the 3rd of August 2022. And it contains 4 vehicles, unlike the regular that we normally expect, which is usually about 6 to 7. Hey, it is what it is. And the prizes? Well, here they are popping up on screen right now. You have a Italian tank destroyer with rockets, you've got an F-4D Skyray, another Leopard, and a Japanese battleship. And while these rewards are good, it isn't without sort of discussion about what could have been the rewards. Instead, everyone was speculating whether or not it would have been a Tornado or whether or not it would have been the A6 Intruder. But, you know, for what it's worth, past events have included a Merkava 3D, the AU1, XM8, the F11, the F5A, the AGS, and the F4D. Obviously, counting this current one. Germany has had the F4, the C2A1, the PT-76, Class 3P, the MiG-23, and now a Leo 205. Russia gets BI, the 279, the BMD-4, the Moderna, and now a MiG-21. England got a Buccaneer, and Israel got a Kafir, and that's all listing the top tier rewards from Operation Summer events for the last few years. Anyway, jumping into the rewards, we have a Hungarian tank destroyer, which looks suspiciously like an Italian one. Yep, that is it firing rockets off the back deck. This thing is going to be an utterly little meme machine. It's a self-propelled gun, premium vehicle for Italy rank 3, has effective chambered armor-piercing rounds, and has 6 rockets, but that is rather limited. I'm sure someone will do a more diverse history into this particular vehicle, but it looks to be at least a more interesting one. This aircraft is mixed, in my opinion. I really like aircraft in War Thunder, but the Skyray isn't one of the aircraft that I expected to be a event vehicle. Again, another production US jet that probably should have been tech tree. Again, I'm not too mad about this one. It's really not going to change a whole lot, considering the way that top-tier compression works in terms of aviation. You know, they're listing it here as excellent climb rate, radar, and air-to-air missiles, but in reality, AIM-9Es, maybe a bunch of better missiles down the line, but hell, it's not really going to change much in terms of the top-tier compression, but it's a lovely thing to have. Unlike this machine here, which I don't think is really needed at all. Does Germany really need another Leopard prototype/event vehicle? Seriously. For a top-tier award, we've had so many different things, it's been utterly ridiculous. And then we get this IGN battleship, which is a nice addition, but there's a sister ship to the Congo, so, you know, 2 vehicles that are iffy, but I don't mind the battleship because, you know, who's really going to play naval? Anyway, let's discuss this one further. So, we have a pretty okay event. They have actually increased some of the challenging aspects in regards to some of the challenges. We'll get into that in a second. But first, let's mention the fact that last year, we actually got 6 vehicles and 3 unique vehicles out of the, well, Operation Summer. This time, we're only getting 4. This is what it was last year. For comparison, we got a Mersky, a Karchi, the Bussard, the BMD-4, and the Buccaneer S1. At least there was rewards for everybody to keep them satisfied. Where are the low-tier aircraft and where is the low-tier ship this time around, Galjan? In terms of event sort of composition, the actual rewards and the quests to do them haven't necessarily changed, although there is one new addition in terms of the tasks. Do you remember that pesky IS-2 event that happened earlier this year? Well, yes, that's been introduced. In that particular event, which you had to get a certain number of points per mission in order to unlock a vehicle, and it was something like 20,000-ish points in order to unlock a IS-2, but that mission sort of system is coming towards this new event. So again, another sort of little bit of a hurdle, a little bit of an annoyance, but something that shouldn't be too bad overall. And while the community reacted positively to getting a free IS-2 back when that event was out earlier this year, getting higher rewards based on a higher rank from 1 to, say, 7, based on a points multiplier that varies on the vehicle's rank, is an interesting medium which should probably be discussed at further length. Thankfully, it's just points inside a battle, which incentivizes you to play your highest tier vehicle as much as possible to get 40,000 points. But let's be thankful enough that it isn't and I quote this, let's be thankful that it isn't a crafting event. And with that, that's basically all you need to know. The event is similar to structure to most Operation Summers. Oh, it should be noted that the Leopard has a horrible missing a radiator panel. The devs are aware of this at the stage. Also, that Leopard only has a 105 gun, so it isn't exactly the most exciting thing out there either. But again, for an event vehicle to be an event vehicle, it needs to either be prototype, a wacky one-off production vehicle, or something that is unique enough to be considered, well, rare enough that it wouldn't impact the main tech trees, which is why the Buccaneer was added last year. You know, people will cry either way if nations outside the big three have an event vehicle, regardless of whether or not Gauge Entertainment want to say it or not. You know, diversity aside, it doesn't actually bother me that the big three are actually getting vehicles that probably they shouldn't be. And it's because, well, that leaves actual, you know, minor nations room to actually have content, although that is a big debate there because there is still so much missing from those minor nations, particularly UK, you know, France, Sweden, Israel, you know, even Japan, although they're not a minor in terms of naval content. You know, there's so much more they could add before they run out of options for minor nations. It's kind of ridiculous. So maybe they could have chosen a bit better, but hey, I'm not too overly mad about the particular you know, content that's available for this particular event. At least the silver lining in this event is the fact that you only have to sort of play vehicles and get points. So, you know, there's that. I don't know whether or not the tasks individually will have a Golden Eagle cost if you're those of you who want to skip the sort of event or just collect the vehicles. So, you know, keep an eye out for that one. It's probably going to be another 1,000 Golden Eagles per event like usual in past events. So keep an eye out for that. And it's been pretty interesting watching the community's reaction on various social media platforms thus far. A lot of people aren't really complaining, but also don't seem to be too involved with at least the rewards. A lot of the other content creators that I've spoken to and had a look at basically say this is a resident sleeper sort of event, but I have to disagree. It's not like a crafting event where we have to use the Guardian Marketplace in order to obtain all the vehicles. So, you know, there is a silver lining in all of this, I suppose, considering it is Guardian Entertainment. They're only going to surface and really sort of put in vehicles that make sense from event perspectives for the big major nations because, again, that's what people are interested in and that is what will make them the most money. Speaking of money, if you want a 3% discount on anything in War Thunder, please do use my affiliate link in the description down below. Sadly, we don't have a decal just yet, although I'm working on that one. You know, it'd be nice to have something in War Thunder, but we've got events and all sorts of things, and with only 2 major updates left in the year, we've only got a short period of time before we get to New Year's event, so my goodness me, it's already August. How time flies. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Ash. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.